to go to the VIP lounge, and there was a guy there. I don't know his name. I don't know anything. I do know that he was writing for IGN though, and this motherfucker just was like heads down, like serious, just stoic, like. And I'm like, man, when do you take the passion out of this, right? Like, or maybe he was just really focused. I don't know, but I just like there was this negative feel around like it's a job, and it just really hurt me. But what's really funny is after I left that one, everybody was interviewing the developers, but I looked over and I went to the what was it? Like the cleaning lady, right? And I started asking her questions, not about games, but I was more interested in like, so you have QuakeCon going on. You have all these other conventions here in the Hilton Anatole. What's the worst one? What's the craziest like shit you've seen? And it's Acon. She's like, people call off for Acon. We find weird shit in the pool. We find she was telling me some massive stories about shit that went down in Acon. That was more interesting to me than playing the new Shadow Warrior 2 or like Doom VR. Like I love games, but seeing like the people that and the stories that people weren't ever told, that was really cool to me. And I think that was one of my big things where I was like, man, I just don't know if this was really for me.
They toast it, they dive in and they coast it. If the universe gets wild, you know they're getting close to it. Oh! Pirkles and Mirlk.
All right.
Hi, I'm Pirkles,
And I'm Mirlk.
and together we are Pirkles.
Oh my God, that's so cheesy. It's so cheesy. So this is our first podcast, and we
Yes.
have no idea what we're doing. So we actually have a little guide here to help us out, so we can understand. We want to hit certain points, but whatever. We failed at the punchy humorous opener. So let's just jump into it, right? So
Yep.
Pirkles and Mirlk, the podcast. So why are we doing this? So tell me, Sir Pirkles, why are we doing this? Why are we doing Pirkles and Mirlk?
Man, we do Pirkles and Mirlk because it's a way for us to connect as brothers and keep that connection going.
Yeah.
You know, and our love of games and what other humorous crap we might think of.
A random shit.
We're completely random.
Yeah.
We go one way and another, dude. We don't know.
So funny story. So Pirkles and Mirlk is, so far we're just games, right? We've just kind of fucked off with just jumping games because that's what we know the most, right?
Yes.
And you're right. To me, Pirkles and Mirlk means the same thing, right? How do we connect? How do we stay? Because obviously we live like 2 cities over, and apparently that's a big deal. So the other thing for Pirkles and Mirlk is not necessarily just video games. It's like a creative outlet. I know that you really like to do like voice acting and writing, but we don't have a venue to do that. So now we helped build Pirkles and Mirlk. I thought that was kind of yours. Mine was like, shit, I like to write, I like to draw, I like to do this shit. Like, I need to have that creative outlet myself. So we built Pirkles and Mirlk, and it became this whole encompassing, like, adventure, essentially. And a quick little funny story about this, actually. So we were originally gonna do this back in, oh shit, what was it? 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we had the idea of doing it, and life events, right? We'll just leave it at that. You know, we decided to pull back, and we had to like let Pirkles and Mirlk die. Essentially, the idea of Pirkles and Mirlk ended up just dying. We couldn't. I didn't have the time to do it. You didn't have the time to do it. It was mainly me. So, I think it was 2024, 2025. Which one?
25.
25. Yeah, it's been over a year. just one random ass day, we decided to play Chivalry 2. And then I was like, fuck, let's just go ahead and record it. And then we have it's one of my favorite infamous videos. Andrew Luffin or whatever his name is. We're playing Chivalry 2 and we recorded it, and there was this connection to that and that series, or like not that series, but like that event and that experience really kind of spearheaded this new Pirkles and Mirlk thing again. Well, I want to be creative. I want this, and we have all these other kind of things we wanted to do. And then we turned around and that sparked it. But the crazy part about this story was when I actually went to check for the website, because we had built it back in 2023. We Odin blessed us in the sense of like all that shit was still up. I've been paying for it for years, through Cloudflare, through the website, through all these other kind of auxiliary things that I had set up. They were still drafted and still active. And I didn't even realize. So it was like, Odin blessed that experience for us. So it was easy to pick back up and just take it to that next level. So that's pretty cool. Really enjoyed that about Pirkles and Mirlk. So not only is this something that we get to do with our creative outlet, our brotherly connections, but also because Odin wills it. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It all began with me jumping off a hill. Yeah, I got you, bro. And I just started fighting this dude.
Andrew Luffin, yeah. It's actually the one video we have on our website, PirklesAndMirlk.com. It is the one video we have where you jump down there and you make this really stupid deadpan ass fucking and it just sparked everything. It was funny. I was laughing.
Yeah.
So, but that sparked it up. And I guess that kind of feeds into the next piece to this, where like this sweet guide that we have. What is it? So the brotherly dynamic. So what created like that? What makes us unique, right?
Yeah. So essentially, what makes us unique is our ability or our want to be authentic, not, doing the same thing everybody else is. It's going to be very similar, right? But it's not the same.
Yeah.
What people are doing are reviews of games. Our idea is just say, hey, this is an impression. This is what we got. Did it make us want to play it? Did it make us not want to play it? Some people don't want reviews. Some people do want reviews. I don't know. But I've always liked a quick, hey, is it fun? Or is it not? Like, should I even give this a chance? So definitely us being authentic in our ways and how we proceed with Pirkles and Mirlk, I believe is actually, what makes us unique in that sense.
From a video game perspective, 100%. And I think that it's important to know that we're not looking at everybody else and saying like, hey, I want to get this, big subscribers, big money, big affiliates. I think that there's a level of transparency because I believe that we have very high moral standards. The idea here is really to say like, this is our opinion. Agree with it or don't. But this is how we see things. So when we do the impression videos, you're right. It's not about, to me personally, it's not about us saying like, hey, this game is total ass. Unless it's total ass. There's been a few. But it's more of like, hey, I don't like this because of this aspect. But if somebody can overlook that aspect and say, okay, I get it, but I still think I can enjoy it, then great. Have a good time with it. Or things that we like, people are like, nah, fuck that shit. Cool. Then don't like those things. But it's just an opinion. And I think that that's the difference between us. We pay for all of our games, whether or not they're free or we actually hunt them down for sales. We're not given games. I don't want to be given games. I just want to play the games that we want to play, try it out, see if it works. It doesn't have to be new and fresh. Maybe it's fresh to us. It's been out for, 3, 4, 5 years. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And honestly, I think the market's so oversaturated with games anyway. It's easy to find a gem out there like this one. So, that's an amazing game. That's an example of hopefully that stimulated some interest to people who watch us to go try a new game out. They may not have known about that game.
Yeah. Or they're trying to get into RTS, and that's actually a very good beginner RTS.
That is true. It's very early on. Very, very simple. 100%. So I think that what makes us unique is something that we've talked about since day one was to be authentic. We don't want to be a persona. While we identify as our tag names, that is literally who we are. That is 100% who we are. We're not this fake facade of who we think people will like or dislike or whatever. Like that's us. And I think that's important too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like us, hate us, we're good.
Right. I agree. Fuck it. And then we have to talk about the Pirkles and Mirlk universe, which is we kind of like fed into, but I'm going to let you take this one. Like, let's define, Pirkles and Mirlk in general, right? Because we've talked about the gaming, but there's so much more to Pirkles and Mirlk that we haven't really kind of discussed.
There absolutely is. And one of the biggest things I can think of is just our growing up, right? So everything that we've seen, everything we've gone through, everything like that. And, we've done on our website, we've done plenty of comics that you've done. I've written a few things, you've written a few things. It's not just games. It's, this is the genesis. This is, what's wrong in here. Just stuff like that. We know what we've been through and what we are, and we try to share that through our experiences, our struggles, whatever the case may be, right? And we let it all out there. We're trying to be as transparent as possible.
100%.
We are humans. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. We struggle. We don't struggle.
Yeah.
We
too
get
many.
through it.
Yeah, too many times people look at things and they see these people and the ideologies of people and they think they're really good or they're well off or this and the other. And it's like too many times in social media people are judging each other against like a moment of success versus like who they truly are. And I think that's important. And if people can understand and really see like our experiences are not picture perfect. I mean, at all.
No.
We're very human. We have a lot of same shit, man. I've stubbed my toe, right? I fart, right? I mean, that's a thing. It's not some kind of mystery. Shit's real, I like to use dude wipes. I do. My wife likes bidets. I've never had one. I'm interested, right? These are fundamental things that people don't talk about that maybe they got some interest. Try it out. Experience life. I think that's my big thing. Go experience life.
Yeah. And
And
that's what we did a lot of the times when we were kids. We experienced life.
hell
You know?
yeah.
We were around before the internet, as old as that makes us. We went outside most of the time, dude. It was time to have fun outside until the sun went down.
Lights came on, dude. Get your ass back in home. Like that was the way of doing things. So to move along into the next segment, before we get into the real segment, there was one thing that we did want to talk about that we discussed prior to was failures, right? So we had loosely talked about Pirkles and Mirlk, how we started to come along the pipeline, but what we didn't talk about the true failure of Beast Mode magazine.
Oh yes.
So while we're technically new to this, well, we're new to everything, and just for all the listeners and viewers, we don't have this ultimate archive of knowledge. The podcasts we've sent up, the cameras, the audio, the setup, this table, we literally are building it piece by piece, and it's just us three. So it's interesting to know that you can do whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it. Just learn and keep on growing. We were not big video editors until we really started playing with it. Video editing is still a pain. We do have animations coming down the pipeline. You guys will start to see some on our videos. I've never done animation before, so we're starting down that pipeline to learn new skills, and we're building all this from ground level. We don't have this massive budget or anything like that. We're building it piece by piece, and I think that's important.
Oh
And
yeah.
we have seen failures. We did Beast Mode Magazine, was a video game review company, and we played with those reviews. We've talked to designers and developers, and I even went to QuakeCon. I think it was 2016.
Oh
We
yeah.
both did. It's right when
2015.
2015. I thought it was 2016 because that's what my shirt says. Either way, um, so we got to play in that little realm, and the biggest thing I remember was no one was interviewing. It's a funny story about Beast Mode. So when I was there one time, I had to go to the VIP lounge, and there was a guy there. I don't know his name. I don't know anything. I do know that he was writing for IGN though, and this motherfucker just was like heads down, like serious, just stoic, like. I'm like, man, when do you take the passion out of this, right? Like, or maybe he was just really focused. I don't know, but I just like there was this negative feel around like it's a job, and it just really hurt me. But what's really funny is after I left that one, everybody was interviewing the developers, but I looked over and I went to the what was it, like the cleaning lady, right? And I started asking her questions, not about games, but I was more interested in like, so you have QuakeCon going on. You have all these other conventions here in the Hilton Anatole. What's the worst one? What's the craziest like shit you've seen? And it's Acon. She's like, people call off for Acon. We find weird shit in the pool. We find she was telling me some massive stories about shit that went down in Acon. That was more interesting to me than playing the new Shadow Warrior 2 or like Doom VR. Like I love games, but seeing like the people that and the stories that people weren't ever told, that was really cool to me. And I think that was one of my big things where I was like, man, I just don't know if this was really for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a dick.
Uh-huh.
I was very control, like gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. But when I pulled back and when to go back to this, when I originally approached you for Pirkles and Mirlk, your first thing you said to me was, "It can't be like beast mode." You
No.
just can't be. So hopefully you've seen like over the last year and a half, it hasn't been. It's been very just laid back. Just be authentic and yourself. So, but beast mode failed pretty bad actually. Um, But it was one of those things that in those failures, we found another way to move forward. And I think that's important. That's the whole message I'm trying to make. Like, fail time and time again. All you need is one yes, one successful piece. And that's it. So
Yeah.
just keep on pushing through, man.
No.
For anybody who's doing anything, whatever it is, as long as it's legal and, does not hurt anybody.
Oh yeah. No, and that's always been my advice too, is that, you learn more from failing than winning
Mm.
any given time. And we learned from the failures of beast mode what we needed to do to push forward if we were to ever, go into that again.
Yeah.
Now, we chose to do something different because I think it fit us better.
Yeah. And I think that goes to the earlier notion of, was video game review something I really wanted to do? Like, I don't want to be so like, this has 30 frames per second. And like, okay, some of the technical feasibility is kind of shit, but do I really need to have multi paragraphs to talk about the lacking technology efforts or the Decima engine? Like, okay, man, cool. Half the people don't fucking know that shit. They're just like, the game looked pretty. And I say that, and I'm not knocking console players, but if you come to me and say your game runs 4K and I play PC in 4K, it's a total different experience. And you realize there's much more granularity to resolutions, not just resolutions. It's the the fidelity, the foliage, the elements. There's always drawbacks to whatever, you know, just saying, hey, it's 4K is like a trigger word. This is what I'm trying to get to. 4K is a trigger word. It's 4K, it's good. But fuck, man, there's variable gradials of 40K or 4K. And that's something that gets lost. So when you come to me with this, check out these two engines, they're good now, and like, I don't fucking know. I know it looked good. It played good. It looked good. That's all I care about. And I think that generally people are like that too. And most of the games that are fucking blowing up on YouTube, fucking like Roblox and Minecraft, their fucking fidelity is nothing. I don't give a shit. It's about gameplay. And I think that's more important. And I think that's much more subjective to the player. And I think it's important to hit those components versus talk about these deep technical pieces of a game. And that's why I didn't want to do review anymore, because that's what a lot of them do. They beat on this technical component, or the gameplay, man, they don't really respect my time now. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, as I was doing the reviews, because I was a reviewer, I played some real shit. I'm not going to go into exactly what these are, because it no longer matters. But I can tell you, when writing these papers and stuff, I was like, well, this plays at 30 frames per second and all this. I'm like, who really cares about this technical shit? I was raised with a NES and Super Nintendo. I'm like, dude, I don't care if it looks like pixels. If it's good, I'll play it.
And I think that that's what most people feel, right? It's like that guy like from D&D, right? That comes up, he's like, I want to do this, and you'd be like, but the rule book says, like, those fucking people, those are the people you're talking about, like, but it doesn't run as good, and that's what I hate. Like, those people who think that they're supreme, fuck them. It's like, just enjoy the medium for what it is. But you know what? That's my stance on it.
Yeah, I don't care if people play on console, people play on PC. You play what you want. You play what you like, and that's all we're about.
That's it. Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy the game for what it is.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be new.
It's good. If it's not, maybe you wasted a little bit of time. Whatever, you learn.
Right.
Don't get the sequel.
Fable. All right, moving on. So that's kind of like our elongated entry into who PirklesAndMirlk is, kind of what we're doing. There's a lot more coming down the pipeline. We're just barely scratching the surface of what we plan on doing. But the other piece is we want to go into this podcast. What is this podcast, right? So we are going to have episodic ventures, essentially, that aren't necessarily going to be gaming related necessarily, but it will be within the PirklesAndMirlk kind of universe, kind of this very authentic way for us to look at it, and really kind of talk about ourselves personally, and of course, random shit. It's always gonna be random. You never know what's coming. So I did come up with this idea, and I believe that you were all about it as we're coming up with new ideas and how and what we can do with a podcast. So let's go ahead and break this down. It's very simple. The podcast is called Who We Are and What Made Us. It is literally the rules of this game. So there was a game to it. Was we were to choose, both Pirkles and I were to choose 5 30-second clips of a movie that impacted us one way or another, whether or not it was negative, positive, shock value, whatever it was. And we were going to show those clips to each other on this podcast. And we'll talk about it as just think about some of the shit that I chose. I have no idea what Pirkle chose, and I don't think he knows what I chose. And the much beautiful Twinkie is going to help us orchestrate it from the productional side. She's going to go ahead and press the button, and then we're going to see these new ones. So I think I need to go first.
Like you need to see mine first?
Nope. I want to show you mine
gotcha.
first. So we'll do Mirlk one first. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play the video. You're going to have live feedback. He has no idea what he's about to see. And then we're going to talk about the clip. There are 5 videos each. So, did you pull it over? Okay. Hook it up.
Every organ. I emit a low amp electrical wang pulse designed to drive women wild with pleasure.
Stop! You're gonna make me puke.
So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I do remember that scene quite well, dude.
What I didn't know, that was Charlie Dance. I didn't realize it was him. And when I don't remember when we even watched this fucking movie, but when I saw that movie, I've always thought about this. If I was ever to be cyborg or like to lose my genitalia, right? That gave me hope that there would be some sort of reconstruction, right? Like, I don't know why, but like to control, like, I'm still a man. And if I lose that, then I can rebuild it. I don't know why. It's the stupidest thing ever. But I don't know what the fuck the movie's about. All I know is that clip is burned into my brain.
Yeah. Low amp wang pulse.
I didn't realize
It. Oh my god. I hadn't like actually seen that in a minute.
when you first saw it.
I knew exactly where you were going when I saw the clip start, dude. I knew. That is something.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it gives me hope. It definitely gives me some giggles.
But it's Charlie Dance. So for everybody to know, that is Tywin Lannister in 1987. Or was it 93? What was it again? I don't remember.
It's fine.
But that was him.
Yeah.
He was almost he was in Golden Child too.
Yes, he was. Like,
Fantastic.
Dear sweet brother Noomsy.
We used to quote that shit all the time. Okay. So now it's your turn to show me one of your videos.
Oh, yeah. You're going to like this one.
Okay. You ready for Pirkles 1?
Yeah, you guys read the book?
The flap. I read the back flap. I saw the pictures.
Well, it's okay. It's exactly the same as in the script.
Cool.
You guys all read the script, right?
I don't read script. Script reads me.
What the hell does that even mean?
What you getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
Oh, all right, the wet of...
Why?
So, here was the thing, right? Have you ever gotten, like, mad at somebody and just started, like, going and then started laughing afterwards?
Yeah.
Because Robert Downey Jr. breaks character right there. That's why he has that smile. Okay? But you've also had that friend, right, that's been like, yeah, no, I don't need to read that. I know what I'm doing. It's the same. You know, I don't read the script. Script reads me.
So that's the part of the movie that spoke to you the most.
It did. I mean, there's a lot of different things in there, right?
Yeah.
but the breaking of the character and just the crazy, I already know what I'm doing.
How has that impacted you as a person?
Dude, I look for this stuff now.
What?
Like,
What do you mean look for this
just
stuff?
say you're at work or something and your boss doesn't like stuff. He's like, near. And you're like, yeah, that's true. Like, when we were younger,
Mhm.
Mom was like, you little son of a bitch. I was like, yep.
So it's like an acceptance for you.
Yes, it's an acceptance.
Okay. Okay. That is a good one, though. That's a really good one. I like that. All right, so we'll go to number 2 for Mirlk. Okay. So, fun fact. So this one's actually there's multitude of this one because this one really kind of like impacted me pretty big. One is I woke up every morning and I think Sonic was on in the morning and then it was Mighty Max. If I got up early enough, I could watch Sonic and then Mighty Max. Mighty Max right before I go to school. But no matter what, I never missed Mighty Max. It just I loved it. The thing that got me about that exact scene, there were 2 scenes. One of them was that I didn't do was when Norman was afraid of spiders, right? He was terrified. And then there's the episode later on, he goes, oh, I eat spiders for breakfast. I loved that kind of like overcoming his fear type thing, right? That was second. But the reason I like that one so much, and I'm not a big sound guy, but when, I don't remember the main guy's, like the villain's name, but when he swings and then he like roars, it's not really even him roaring. It's just like the sound kind of like picks up. And it always stuck with me like how cool animation was to kind of like distort things like that. So I've always remembered that scream. I always think about that scream when I'm thinking about like when someone's like trying to be like a badass. Like that's the scream that burns into my brain. The other thing is with me diving into animation, I started looking at that one and I said, well, how many frames and how was that written? How many that was based so it's 24 frames per second, but it's written on 2s. So that means 12 frames per second essentially. So I started looking at that and trying to use that kind of animation tempo essentially to help build Pirkles and Mirlk animation. So I love Mighty Max, but that's how it's impacted me. And it's still one of my favorites. Like even the content of the episodes, just amazing.
Yeah, that screams nostalgia. You and me both were watching that every morning. We didn't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Not damn once. And that's what we grew up with. We had to catch shows at the right time to be able to watch them. We didn't have a way of just streaming that shit.
Oh no.
That's we watched a lot of some Mighty Max.
I love Mighty Max. It's amazing. So that's actually one of my favorite animes of all time. And I'm actually looking to get Zio into it because I think he'd really, really like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. All right, we're gonna hit for Pirkles 2.
What? Do you know that kid or something?
I hope his pants get caught and a bloodbath ensues.
What is with you today?
Don't get me wrong, I don't wish the kid harm, but his mother should suffer that horrific ordeal so she'll learn how to manage her child.
Sort of a harsh lesson, don't you think?
Man, there's not a year goes by, not a year, that I don't read about some escalator accident involving some bastard kid that could have been easily avoided had some parent, I don't care which one, but some parent conditioned him to fear and respect that escalator.
Okay, dude, hook it up.
All right. So, as we've grown up and done, we're fathers, we're dealing all this stuff, right? How many times in our head we've been like, well, if that parents, or that kid's parents actually did this, we don't verbalize it, obviously. That's kind of an example of why you don't verbalize it. But, as we've grown into parenthood, as we've grown older, man, we've seen what bad could happen when something isn't done right. Like, when we were growing up, we had the bad kids, right? Who we believe their parents were just, like, not even trying to give an effort.
Right.
They were out bullying people. They're out there doing all that kind of stuff. You let a child get away with one thing, dude, they're going to take a mile.
That is true, man. I think that's where that book, Give a Mouse a Cookie, right? So to me, when I watched that one, I knew where you were going with it, right? I'm on the other side of it where it's more of a let them mentality. Like, I hope you fucking fall. I hope you get hurt and you realize how dumb that really was. That right there, I would laugh at an 80-year-old woman falling on ice. Okay, so I would sit there and watch him. Yeah, see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I actually, in a funny piece, I almost actually chose Mallrats. I did not, but it was the sailboat.
Mm-hmm.
The goddamn sailboat.
It's a schooner.
He gets so pissed. So I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a good one.
That clip clicked with me.
Oh, I could see that. I think we all, as we get older, we realize, yeah, these fucking kids, right? All right, we're gonna hit for Merkel's 3. Merkel's.
Explorers in the further regions of experience, demons to some, angels to others.
It was a mistake. I didn't mean to help it. It was a mistake. You can go to hell.
We can't. Not alone. You solved the box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures.
I still say the greatest series of scary movies in our day.
So the way that that one impacted me. So everybody loved Jason. Everybody loved Nightmare on Elm Street, right? Like, you always run into them. So my mom raised me right. And so I got to watch really fucked up movies, and that's one of them. What got me the most, so there's kind of a multitude of things here with that clip. The first one is when he says angel to some, demon to others. It was a huge thing for me because it's like, fuck, man. Everybody, serial killers have fan clubs. You know what I mean? So, like, there's always going to be people who, like, will like you or see you as this angelic or like a good person or like somebody who, and then there's all the people who are going to demonize you. You're always going to have this constant back and forth. And I also have a very intimate connection with the ideologies of like yin and yang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tekken, which one of my favorite fighting series. Jin getting branded by the devil, and he's in this intermediate fight between good and bad, but good can't live without bad can't live without good. Like, I love that core concept. So that kind of fed into, I don't know if that's what stimulated that for me, like as a child. So that's why I love Hellraiser so much, because it's really more of like, is he good or bad? Like, there's gray area there, and it's like one of the first time I ever looked at a villain as shit. Maybe you're not as bad. I don't know. Now that clip though, when she was fingering her open throat, and then like, that made me laugh. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay, that was hilarious. But think about someone who wrote that.
Oh yeah.
That's what gets me like, let's go ahead and create that pleasure and pain kind of mixture. Not a fan of that, but it was. It's just funny when I watched it. I was like, oh shit, it's a total another level. As an adult to watch that.
You know, that's the thing, is that when we watch some of these old scary movies, we find the humor in it, like super large amounts of humor into something.
Right.
But when I think of Hellraiser, the one thing that points out to me, there is a scene that is embedded into my head from childhood.
Which one was that?
I don't know. Some girl is going into a locker, and then Pinhead comes out and like fucking just hooks her ass and fucking pulls her apart and shit. Dude. I'm like, man, that's fucked up. And Mom was like, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's good. You should watch this. Why should I watch this as a kid? Why couldn't I see the nudity in fucking, Friday the 13th? Yet I get to see this dude disembowel folks.
Do you remember that? I think it was Hellraiser 2 where the guy was at the disco and those hooks come out and rip people. And it's so bad practical graphics, but like it's really cool to see like people just like rips it up. And that original Hellraiser, when Uncle Frank gets his shit all ripped up and he goes, and Jesus allows, or whatever it was he said, and Jesus wept is what he says.
Yeah.
And then he gets ripped apart. It is so fucked up. It's called A Hellbound Heart, and I want to read the book. I just haven't yet, but it's on my to-do list. I actually hear Hellraiser was more of a female. It's a non-binary type of like entity, but was more feminine in features, which is why I think the Hulu thing that came out was more of a female actually lead role, and I thought it was really cool. I was like, that's awesome. Like, show me that new flavor to it. So I Hellraiser is always going to be one of my top favorites. And if I ever do play Dead by Daylight, which I don't, I love playing as Hellraiser. Yeah. Pinhead. Yep. You're right. Pinhead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you got the show. Was it Pirkles 3? All right. We're going to go Pirkles 3. Hook that shit up.
Hi up there! Take it off!
Yes.
Your Deacon Chip. Hello. Good morning. Or night, whichever the case may be.
What is it? I'm a busy man.
I thought you should know. We're down to exactly 4 feet, 9 inches of black stuff.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt you. This is your segment piece. I really thought you were gonna fucking do the scene where the dude smells paper. Smell like paper.
Paper. Oh my god, you never smell paper. It's like, yeah.
Why the fuck that scene?
So,
What the?
that resonated more for me as an adult. We've all had shitty jobs. And that dude is at the bottom of the totem pole checking the level of oil. And then he gets spit on. Dude, I know you've had a job where it's like, they just don't appreciate you, right? And then they're going to give you the shittiest job, and then they're going to spit on you and say, you can go on your way. For this character, he got that justice at the end when, that shit was blown up. He's like, oh, thank God. But seriously, like, we've all had them shitty jobs.
Where does he go to the bathroom?
I don't even know, dude.
Mix it with oil.
I think it might have been like a can on the fucking boat.
It's too deep. I don't want to go that deep. I'm bamboozled. You're really great points. Great points. Okay.
That guy was underrated.
Fucking hero. All right, we're gonna go to Mirlk 4.
You failed me. Feel your weapons are useless against me.
Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven.
Stop it!
Hallowed be thy name.
Zip it!
Thy kingdom come.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Shit.
Suck on this.
That one, huh?
There were a few things. So I love the Scary Movie 1 and 2. The other ones, subpar. I'm very excited for the Wayans brothers to come back for Scary Movie 6. But I couldn't really do Scary Movie 1. Way too much, like, the best scenes was Coach Man, 100%. Yeah. Like, we all have our little secrets. I couldn't show that one here. I almost thought about doing the one where, like, the rap, which had been fine, but I didn't want to. Anyway, or when he got shot, he took a hit from the lungs. Like, there were so many moments in Scary Movie 1, but Scary Movie 2, in that particular scene, James Wood, which was, we came off the concept of, like, hey, he voiced Hades and Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw him in that kind of role, and he may have done other ones, but that was the first time I saw him in a role. Was like, oh shit, and it was just amazing, and I couldn't stop laughing because, one, I'm terrified of exorcists, right? Not exorcists necessarily, but any religious based, like, demonic type of possession. I'm fuck no, thank you. But man, when I saw him do that, that was just like an amazing scene, and it hit me off guard, especially because he goes, "Huh, shit." It just got me. One, to get the priest packing, and two, like, just James Wood as an actor himself, just gold in that moment.
Yeah. You know what clicks with me on that one?
What?
Don't talk about my mama.
That was another one, I think, because yeah. I mean, I've gotten into fights. I think we all have as children. You know, actually getting into fights. You talk shit about my mom. Talk shit about my dad all you want, but talk shit about my mom.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
So, but...
I mean, that's what crossed the line, dude. Just...
Numerous fights.
Yeah.
Numerous fights. All right, we're going to go to Pirkles 4.
You're always going to have problems lifting a body in one piece. Apparently the best thing to do is cut up a corpse into 6 pieces and pile it all together.
Would someone mind telling me? Who are you?
And when you've got your 6 pieces, you've got to get rid of them, because it's no good leaving it in the deep freeze for your mum to discover now, is it? Then I hear the best thing to do is feed them to pigs.
Funny, we have not crossed paths yet. I had the same video, but I wanted to do, is I going to do the definition of Nemesis or the pig farm?
Yeah, so that was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I usually, vocalize the Nemesis line.
Mm-hmm. Why did you choose that one?
So, have you ever, seen the most feeble-looking motherfucker in the world? And then they just sit down like, well, you do this, do this, do this, do this, get away with it. Like, that dude, he didn't give a shit. He's like, oh yeah, you cut it into 6 pieces. What the fuck? Then you got to feed them to pigs.
Yeah.
Moral of the story is, be afraid of those who have a pig farm.
Right. So you're thinking about the feebleness of the person and how that can actually, like, they could know some shit. The quiet people are the dangerous people versus the loud people. Yep. I could see that. And he walked with confidence. Sw-
He didn't give a shit.
swinging to his knees.
Mhm.
Yeah. I guess if Big Dick Energy was personified in any other scene, it would have been that one. Got a funny story actually I could share about that. So I actually, so I have a buddy that actually has a farm, and we had to cull a chicken. So, well, they culled the chicken and they processed him, and the rest of the carcass they threw to the pig. I have never witnessed what a pig can do. It's something. Like he's like, oh, check that out. Nom. Took it off and just chompled. Dude, it was just. And then he looked. We threw another one because they processed 2 chickens. And he's like, oh yeah, there's another one. And he just wouldn't get it. What was funny though is it's actually not as fast as you would expect. I guess the pig wasn't starved, but it was really interesting to see that kind of thing, like the ideology of having a pig that can do that. Like, yeah, that shit happens. And I've seen pigs like chomple through shit, feathers and all, man. It was all about it.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty interesting. So I'm glad that's a funny one.
Just like you said in there, later on in the scene, it was like pigs will bite through bone like butter.
If you starve them, hell
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so this is gonna be this is Mirlk 5, correct?
It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were. And sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end...
So yeah, this one is absolutely very personal for me because one, when it comes to Lord of the Rings, Samwise he's the main character for me, 100%.
Oh yeah.
But it's cool to see that scene because even in like some of the darker kind of like events that I've gone through, I've actually resorted to that scene because it really hits every point of it, right? How can you be happy when you're going through all this shit? Everything's bad that's happened. Like how can you achieve that next level of just being okay with the chaos and the rot that came across your life? Like how can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And he has a saying later on, he goes, and it's like those great stories that the people in those great stories that had 1,000 different times to turn away, but they chose to continue. That's important. So I like that the most, because it really resonates with me to say just keep on going, push forward, and it'll be okay. And so that's a very personal one for me.
Oh yeah.
And also Samwise just fucking rocks it.
Yes. Always been Samwise.
Mm-hmm. So what do you feel about that?
I think that ties in really good to my last one that you're gonna see.
Oh shit.
Which is interesting because it kind of ties in together, right? But yeah, how can you continue to push when everything is so bad? Well, you have to. You can't stop.
And,
the second you stop, you're done.
All right. Well, so without further ado, let's hit Pirkles number 5 because let's get this rolling.
Mark my words. This drill will open a hole in the universe, and that hole will be a path for those behind us. The dreams of those who have fallen, the hopes of those who will follow. Those 2 sets of dreams weave together into a double helix, drilling a path towards tomorrow. And that's Tengen Toppa. That's Gurren Lagann. My drill is the drill that creates the heavens!
Wow. So you chose that one.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't pick Kamina. You
No.
picked Simone.
It's always been Simone, dude.
Okay.
Kamina had some really good lines, right? But that one in particular is that you don't think of just yourself. It's everybody that, works together. Like, PNM isn't just me. It's you. You and me. And Twinkie.
Yes.
And we have to keep on pushing.
No matter what it is.
It doesn't matter what it is, you know. I have my family. I have to push for my family. I have to, you know, our dreams interweave with each other, and we just got to keep going.
I can see that. Very deep.
Yeah.
What's really funny, though, is both our last ones were like a sentimental one versus all the other ones were being like fucked up.
Yeah, they're pretty fucked up.
Whew.
That's why I said it was fairly interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So that comes to the 5 pieces for the podcast. Now we're gonna move into the next segment, which is basically videos we wanted to do, but we couldn't. We couldn't for a few reasons. One of them is maybe we couldn't find the clip. Maybe one of them was it was just too hard to watch, but it still damages us or damages me personally. And so, all right. Do you want to go or do you want to?
Oh no, I'll go ahead and go.
All right, cool.
That's fine. So, I thought of the clip that has just completely killed certain music that I can listen to. So we're talking about A Clockwork Orange by Stanley Kubrick. In the beginning, and the gang is broken into the house and everything like that. Some things happen. Some very, very bad things happen while the main character is singing I'm Singing in the Rain. Every time I hear this song,
it brings you back.
It brings me back to that dang scene. Like, I'll be sitting there, like, watch it say Mary Poppins or some shit. I'm singing in the rain. I'm like, that's fucked up. Shouldn't do that. Because that's the only thing I see.
Man. So I never had that connection with Clockwork Orange. The only time I've ever associated Clockwork Orange in my personal life, I had an eye exam, and they put me on this chair. Yeah, dude, and they put Q-tips, and they pushed in my eye and took things, and all I could think about was like the torture that went through Clockwork Orange. But man, I never really thought. I heard the book is like 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Like I heard it was bad.
I remember Mom saying, like, yeah, I remember when that movie came out in theaters.
Ugh.
I'm like, dude, that shit is messed up.
Yeah.
That's a psychological, mind fuck of a movie.
Yeah, it's Stanley Kubrick, man, like that guy, he's solid, right?
He's a genius.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, okay. That's a pretty rough one. I could see where, and we couldn't play it here either. It probably hurt a lot of people's feelings. Well, we could have, but not that scene.
No.
I have 2. Well, actually, I have one that I want to talk about, and then 2 I'm going to open up to you. Given the same friend did that fucking chain, and you already know what movie that is.
Yeah,
so the first one I want to talk about is Requiem for a Dream. I cannot watch Requiem for a Dream, and Jennifer Connelly, I used to have a little crush on, right? I think we all had a little crush on Jennifer Connelly and Sandra Bullock. But Jennifer Connelly, after that movie, I have a hard time looking at her. And it's not bad. Like it's not like but like you poor child, what you've been through. Like it was such an emotional scene when she goes to I think it's Keith David, right? He opens the door and she's a crackhead. She needs it, and then so he wants to put on a show. And they get on that pool table, and I'm like, man, it is just a very rough movie and all, but that scene and like the mother scene and then the loss of the arm scene, like dude, there was so many scenes in that movie. I'm like, I walked away feeling like sad for a very long time. It was great acting. It's probably one of Jared Leto's, like one of my favorite things he's actually done. Marlon Wayans is actually in it, I think. So like great actors, great things. Like it's a great movie, hard topic to watch. So I can't watch it.
Yeah, I've only ever been able to watch it once, dude. I couldn't do it again.
No, so I don't even know the director, but whoever did that fucking movie, like 5 stars. Great, but you fucked me up. I can only watch it once, right? So the second one is Antichrist with William Dafoe. So just a story. My good buddy of mine says, "Hey, you should watch this movie. It will change your life." That's what he said about Old Greg, right? That's what he said about just anything that was like something that I had interest in. So I fucking watched this goddamn movie. Fuck that movie. Fuck everything about that movie. It is the most psychologically fuckery, and it's boring to boot. Until the last, like, what, 15 minutes? You're like, what the fuck? So I pass it along to you. I said, hey, man, this movie would change.
I was caught with this trap. Me and my wife sat there and watched it. We're like, this is some of the most boring shit I've ever had to go through, man. I was thinking like falling asleep. Like, but I powered through it, dude. And then all of a sudden things started happening. I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. I will never watch this again. And I warn people of this movie.
You stop the cycle.
I did. I do. Every single time. You're like, oh, man, you should watch this. Unless the dude's a complete, utter asshole. Then
you're like,
yeah, I'm going to let them watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Please do. It's really good.
Oh, my God. Dude, don't watch it.
Yeah, that movie is terrible. This isn't one of those like social media things where it's like say something negative to get people's attention. Like generally don't watch Antichrist. It is a terrible movie. But yeah, so there's some of the videos that we couldn't show here at all. I do want to give an honorable mention to a movie that I didn't get to put on here because none of the scenes really fit within 30 seconds. And it's Dark City. Dark City has fucked me up my whole life. So I don't know if you remember it. I can't remember what they call it. They call it like I don't remember what it is. But what they do is basically this group of like bald white dudes. I say white dudes, but they're like pasty white, like not like white Caucasian, but like I don't know if they're alien. I don't know what the fuck they were. I can't remember. So basically they stop time and they shift people around. And every time I have deja vu, I think that I've been shifted around and they were removing the memories before and then just you proceed with where you are today. Like it's a strange fucking movie. I don't remember what it's about outside of that, but it's just always fucked me up. If I have deja vu, I'm like, did I get switched? It's just really weird. Great movie, but it's just only like the essence of the movie has fucked me up more than the actual things that have happened with it. But I tried to get some scenes, but they were too long.
Yeah, it's just like being, Jaws fucked up my childhood.
How did Jaws fuck up your childhood?
Dude, have you ever been in an above ground pool and thought there was a shark in that shit?
No.
I did. Because I had dreams. And like, I was just swimming. It's like, yay. All of a sudden, this fucking fin comes up and shit. Dude, it fucked me up, dude. I just hated being in water. I hated being in water.
That sucks.
Shark.
That sucks.
And I knew there's no shark in there. But my mind wouldn't let me shut it down. Like, because then I go to sleep. I have a dream. Fucking shark.
That'd be another podcast we should talk about fucked up dreams you've had.
I've had, oh God, however many.
So many. So I guess on that piece, we'll move to the next piece, which is pretty much our closing piece, right? So the idea is to go over, looks like you have, trying to see our sweet little guide.
Sweet guide.
Oh, we were supposed to talk about Milo Notice.
No, you were going to. I wouldn't. Dude, I can't watch that movie as an adult, dude. Dude, some of the shit we watched back then, man, you try to watch it now. Like, okay, watch the introduction to David the Gnome. I love that show. I watch it now, I'm like, I'm embarrassed.
David the Gnome? I don't know anything about it.
I'll show you later.
Okay, cool. No, you're supposed to take this piece. Oh, so we're supposed to talk about what we're gonna do next month. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our that wraps up the who we are and what made us from a movie perspective. And I think the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about shit. What are we gonna talk about? Oh. So our next arc. So we've now decided to kind of build out the arcs with our video games, and kind of like each month is going to have like a theme for us. So it's going to be into our podcast. It's going to be into our gaming stuff. It's gonna be kind of like spidered across all of our content. So for February, we're talking about February flops. As you guys may have seen on our website, if you guys go to it, PirklesAndMirlk.com, you'll see that we do have a journal of what our next games are going to be for February. On there is February flops. These are games that have commercially flopped or they're commercial flops, but the reason why they flop is a multitude of different reasons why. It could be bad timing of release. It could be poor technical design, whatever it looks like. There's a lot to it. So we're going to go through that one. So we're going to pretty much roast everything, and we're not trying to demean anybody's efforts. There's probably things outside with, Odin's will that tempered essentially their success, right? Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is, because we're going to basically talk about all these flops next month, we want to talk about our next topic in our podcast will be failures are us. So we're going to talk about failures that we've actually gone through and what we've done in our personal lives to kind of bring us to who we are today. We've kind of talked a few of them, but there's a lot of other fun ones that we're going to discuss next week on our podcast. And I'm supposed to, because Mickey made me, we need to talk about, we do have some new things coming up with Pirkles and Mirlk. We have our Discord. It's up. If you do want to engage with us, we are getting better at doing so. We're not as deep as we wanted to be, so help us build up that Discord channel. You can find it in the comments below or in the caption. Reach out to us if you have questions, hate us, like us, just want to have conversations about movies or video games or whatever you want to. We're happy to have those conversations and discuss with you. We also have our website that we're keeping up to date. We're starting to build up more onto it. We do have news that we get delivered every time. Typically every 3 months, we kind of try to drop something in there, but we try to get more frequent on that piece. And also our Instagram, TikTok, and those other kind of sources. Instagram is the best way to contact us directly. But other than that, so I'm going to hand it over after that piece. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you, Sir Pirkles.
Pirkles!
On your piece.
Yes. So, one of the big things we want to do is to get the audience engaged with us, participate, whatever the case may be. That be by messaging, that be, pretty much messaging. Give us ideas, something that you'd like to see us do, something that we could, a game that you may want us to play, or maybe even an idea for an in particular month. Like we had retro in January, we had failures, or flop February. Any kind of game or anything like that that you would like to see us